Hello students, today we are discussing those questions which I gave you in my lecture video number 5 for your homework quiz. So the first question which I gave you as a homework question was finding designation of A, B, C naught. And I told you in finding designation of any term like A, B, C naught is a min term. So when you are finding a designation of the min term, you can replace AB term with 1, 1 because there is no not sign, and C there is a not sign, so that you can replace with 0. And now convert it into a decimal value, 2 to the power 2, 1 into 2 to the power 1 and 0 into 2 to the power 0 is equal to 4 plus 2 plus 0 is equal to 6. So the designation of the first term is M6 or 6. Now the second term A naught or B or C naught, if you find the designation of this, because it's a max term, and in max term whatever you have, like this thing you have, non-complementary term will be replaced with 0 and not term will be replaced with 1. That's a rule explained in the previous video. Now it's a 1 into 2 to the power 2, 0 into 2 to the power 1, 1 into 2 to the power 0, it's a 2 to the power 2, 4, 0, 1 is equal to 5 is M5. So the answer of this question is M5, designation is M5. Then the two questions also given, that's a finding, convert the following canonical form expression into cardinal form. In cardinal also, as this is a SOP expression, and in SOP expression you have three min terms. So first of all you convert min term into its equivalent designation, just like this particular question. So here also we have to remember not will be replaced with 0. 0, 0, 1, it's a 0, 0, 0. So these are the binary values. If we convert this, we know the rule, 0 into 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, this will be ultimately M0. Now this is 0, it will be 0, 0 again into 2 to the power 1 is 0, 1 into 2 to the power 0 is M1. And now it is 1 into 2 to the power 0 is 1, 1 into 2 to the power 2, 1 is 2 and 1 into 2 to the power 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 plus 1. This is 4, 5, 6 and this is M7. So this is the cardinal form of this particular expression. Same, it's a POS, so these are the max terms. What happens in max term? Non-complementary terms are replaced with 0 and complementary terms are replaced with 1. Convert this, 0, everything is 0, there is going to be 0, and which sign is there? AND sign. It's 0, 0, 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2. 1 into 2 to the power 2 is 4, and this is 0, 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1. So 2 to the power 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. So this is the way we can do this question. The cardinal form of this is M0 and M4 and M3. Okay students, so in previous video what I discussed, my topic was K-map. So in my previous video my discussion was all about K-map, and there I discussed what is K-map, what is the purpose behind the concept of K-map, and then also I told you that K-map is used to reduce or to simplify expression by a diagrammatical representation. Then I told you in that process of simplification, reducing the expression, there are multiple steps. And in those multiple steps, the step number 1 was discussed in the previous video. And what was that step 1? To draw the correct K-map diagram. To draw correct K-map diagram for sigma or pi, SOP or POS. That's what I have discussed. So I will continue from that point, that okay, once we have drawn this type of a K-map diagram, this K-map diagram is for sigma. Same will be for POS with minor changes. So if this is the first step, if you draw this particular diagram, then the second step will be to fill these boxes. with ones or zeros. Second step is you will fill these boxes. What the box number? Just for your revision, box numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So now what you are going to fill, if your question is of sigma or SOP, you'll mark these boxes by 1. And if your expression is for POS pi, you'll be marking these boxes with 0. So whether you mark with 0 or 1, that all depend what type of questions is given in your paper. So this is clear, you'll mark with 1 or 0. This is step number 2. On a correct position, you'll either mark 1 or you mark 0. Second step is over. Once you have marked these locations, then what you have on a K-map, many ones or many zeros on different locations. Now the third step is forming groups. Once you have marked 1 in different locations or 0, you have to form grouping of those zeros or ones. This is a very important step. When you are forming group, there you have to consider few things in your mind. That formation of groups starts with pair. Pair means the group of 2 elements. Quad, a group of 4 elements. Octet, a group of 8 elements. All these elements are supposed to be adjacent elements. You can only form a pair of adjacent elements. It means what is allowed here in a case of pair, that if you have 2 adjacent ones, you can form a pair. You have this type of a combination, you can form a pair. This is a correct case, this is a correct case. Which case is not allowed? That you are forming pair of diagonal element. The one is in a diagonally placed and you are forming a group. This is not allowed. So this you have to remember, that the diagonal formations are not allowed. Quad formation, if you have this type of a 4 adjacently placed, this is a quad formation. Or there is this type of situation, all ones are in one particular line. Or if you have this particular case that vertically it's all in adjacently placed, then also it's a quad. All these are the correct formation of quad. Same here, what is incorrect? That you form a diagonal quad. This is not allowed. Now the third case is octet. Octet means when there are 8 1. Like this, correct? Or this. This is also correct. So this is our third step in K-map, to form groups. While forming group, a smallest group of 2 elements is called pair. Bigger than that is group of 4 element, quad, and even bigger than that is the biggest group in that sequence is the octet, which is a group of 8 elements. So this is the way you can form groups. While forming group, only one thing right now you have to keep in your mind and you should be alert, that diagonal formation not allowed. In that process of formation of groups, these 3 factors are very important. What is the factor number 1? These all factors should be in your mind while forming groups, so that you identify these groups correctly. The first is the map rolling. I'll come to that, what is map rolling concept. Second is overlapping group, and third is redundant group. Now what happens, I want to explain the second case first, overlapping group. What happens in overlapping group? Overlapping means, let's say this is what you are going to form with the 4 element, a quad. But what is there, you have one present here, one is also present here, but you can't form a group of 5. Neither you can form a group of 3. So the 4 formation is quad, now the 1 is left. Now in that situation, if you do sharing of one element with this quad, if this quad is ready to share its one element, so then you will be able to form a pair. So here you have quad, and here you have a pair formation. This is the example of overlapping. When two groups overlap, share certain element, that is called overlapping. From overlapping also there is a one situation which is sometime present if you are not forming group properly. That is called redundant group. Redundant group means when a group share its elements with other groups, but in that process it share its all elements with other group. Let's say, what is a redundant situation? Let's say there is a situation like this here, and in that process a one student form a quad also, right? And here now, because you have a better option, earlier you formed a pair, now you have a better option, and the option is instead of a pair you can form a quad. If you see up to this point, we form originally this is a my quad, then you form this quad and this quad. Is this formation is correct? First thing is there any one which is not taken in any particular group? No, you have completed, you have covered all ones, so it's fine. Second, check a redundancy, whether there is a possibility of redundancy. How to check? Check each and every group and check whether there is any free element. Free element means an element of a group which is not shared with any other group. So if that group is having any free element, unshared element, so that group is okay. So now here we can see in this quad this element is free, not shared with any group, so this is okay. In this quad you have one free element, this is also okay. In this quad we have one free element, this is also correct. Now all three is correct here. I am creating a redundant situation here, a situation for redundancy, and let's say you have one here also, and when you see there is a one and by mistake you form this pair here. As soon as you form this pair, what happens? This pair has one free element, correct? This quad has one free element, is okay. This quad has one free element, is okay. But the original quad has no free element. As a result, it becomes a redundant group. Redundant means then this particular group we are not going to consider in our final answer. That is redundancy. So you have to avoid redundancy in your K-map designing. Now the last is map rolling. Map rolling is what? Map rolling means, like if you see there is a 1 here on 12 and 1 is on 13, you can directly form a pair. You have 1 here 3 and 1 is on 7, you can form a pair. Sometimes elements are visible directly, you can see that this is a pair formation, quad formation. That is okay, that's a direct grouping. Map rolling means when the elements are not adjacently placed, you cannot see it directly, but by map rolling concept you can understand. Map rolling means the concept of geography where you understand a map by rolling it. So if you have this paper, and on this paper, on corners of this paper you have 1. So you don't see, because in between you have many other elements, you can't form a pair directly with this by skipping all these rows. So this can be formed pair by map rolling. If you roll this map, if you roll it like this, so the pair can be formed. What happens when you have 1 on all 4 corners? So there 2 corners you can form a pair, and if you have 1 here, we can roll it like this. All 4 corners can be rolled like this, and it will form a quad. So just like this for your better understanding. Yes, I hope you can see this. So if I roll it, all 4 corners, they are meeting on one particular point and they are also forming a quad. So this is a formation of quad and this is a formation of a pair. by map rolling. So you can map roll vertically, horizontally and diagonally also, but diagonally or 4 diagonals. Then also you can also form a map rolling. What I am saying, if you have one here, all 4 locations can also form a quad. This is a map rolling concept. So I have discussed all points in K-map, draw a diagram, mark the positions by 1 or 0, forming groups. While forming groups, take care of the redundancy, consider overlapping, and once you have done that, then we can come to the final answer. So in my next video which I will prepare, so in that I will discuss a particular question. In that I will discuss all the steps I have discussed so far. Okay. So